Retro Maniacs, what's going on? It's Retro Collectibles here. Getting ready to go to bed early, getting back on the early morning shift. Good for hunting though. So maybe I'll have some goodies to show this week. But for now, I had a friend drop off a couple cool items to me. I'm going to show you exactly what he dropped off because one of them's going to be a little project. I'm going to try cleaning it up. Let's take a stroll over, check it out. Just a couple cool older gifts. He gave me the older AMT model kit. It's open, but it's got everything all sealed. Gave me the old Fiero 1980s mint condition. This is what interests me though. This is what we're gonna go over, guys. This looks like it's been buried in a sand pit. Looks to be pretty good shape other than that little nick there, other than being dirty, but I think I could fix it up. The gear is not chewed up, it turns around, but it stops and stuff, so we're gonna clean it up and we're gonna take it apart, clean the gear out, and try to get it going again. Early 80s Knickerbocker toys, so see if we can make it into a nice display piece here. Get her all cleaned up, breathe some life into it again. We'll check it out. Not gonna take much to get her done, I don't think. Hot soapy water, Phillips head screwdriver, old toothbrush. See, not only are we gonna clean it up because it's got years and years of crud on it, but the gearing doesn't look broken. It just, it's stuck. So, gonna see if we can get that freed up and moving again. See what we can do here. Okay guys, so the ultimate goal is, it doesn't look physically in bad shape, but I want to get it to turn more freely without having to, you know. If not, we'll make it look better. It's got all those years, like 30 years of grime on it. And I'm going to clean this up as well. The 84 Fiero is mint, but it's all dusty, so. Get started with this. I'm going to take it right apart. That way I can clean it up right from the ground up. So. Actually, I will go like that so you can see a little bit of what I'm doing here. Oh, the screw's rusty. Don't want it to fall into the water. Wow. That's never been apart before. You can tell by the screws, all the rust all over. Rest of it's okay, just a little bit of rust on the screws. Okay. Hopefully I pull this apart and it doesn't all, yeah. Watch, it doesn't all come apart in my hands here, so it's like a gearbox on wheels, eh? I don't even know if it'll even come apart. Nope. Like the old Nintendo, it is getting the crud out of it anyway, but okay, well, we'll get this cleaned up anyway. It's got like a counterweight in it. Got that, so I'll have to make sure I know how those go back in. Wow, a lot of cobwebs and everything in that. So we'll let that soak for a minute. See if I can't play with this a bit more. Oh yeah, that's clean. Gonna clean up nicely. A little bit of palm olive in the water. Oh yeah, it's coming right off. Careful not to strip the ink off of the old decals, or the stickers rather, or take all the ink out of them, or strip them off the car. Oh yeah, that cleaned up nice. Dry everything off here. See if we can't put it back together. So it didn't look like there, I did get some debris out of that gearbox for this, but it didn't all come out, so it'll work out. It's gonna work better than it did. It's gonna look a heck of a lot better than it did, but it's not gonna work perfect, unfortunately, I don't think. But never know, we'll see how it works when it gets put back together anyway. Okay, so if I could remember how this went. Okay, that went like that. Now, did that go like this? Or did it go like that? Ah, there we go. Kind of fell into place on its own. Okay, so that locks. Oh, we gotta go like this. Put this in here first. There we go. There we go. Put everything back together here. And there you have it, guys. Doesn't work perfect. I'll show you the Fiero cleaned up real good. Mint condition, 1984. Just had a layer of gunk after, you know, a lot of years, but I cleaned up nice. That was a gift from Will. And the other gift from Will, I actually did not have this. It's, I believe, made by Knickerbocker Toys. You can get the little track for it and stuff. Doesn't work perfect, but it works a heck of a lot better than it did. Anyway, just had a bunch of gunk in the gears. But it's not like I'm going to be playing with it anyway. There you go, Knickerbocker Toys Vintage. Now for the hard part. Display it here with some of my Duke stuff I have here. But I think it looks good perched up there with some of my vintage stuff. Vintage Ertl, vintage Migo. Yeah, I think I'll leave it with the vintage stuff. There you have it, guys. Thank you so much, Willard. Not William. William's the other guy I know. This is from Willard. Thanks, Will, for the Knickerbocker Toys General Lee. He knows it came to a good home. He recognizes. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Some hunting videos coming up later in the week. When you watch this, I'll either be we're working away. And yeah, hopefully this week I get the radio controlled. If you remember, I found on Kijiji for $50 a radio control 1 of 18 scale Malibu International radio control General Lee. It's physically mint, but it's missing the radio. So that's going to be the next project. If anything, I got a great display for $50 because it's almost identical to the 1 of 18 Joyride General Lee. But I'm going to try to get it going with one of my vintage remotes. Like this one here has the same megahertz, 27 megahertz. I have 2 different vintage remotes that are 27 that match the General Lee, so I'm going to play around with the frequencies with those a little bit, see if I can't make one of those work. If I can't, I'm going to keep the motor stock because I don't want to chew up the gears and everything in it. And I'm going to put hobby grade electronics, so it'll have a new radio and all that stuff, but it'll keep the original motor. I could soup it up, but if I do that, it's just going to chew up the gearbox and the gears and the transmission. So, and that stuff I can't walk into a hobby store and buy it because it's a toy grade car, right? So hopefully that comes this week and we'll get at it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good start to your week. As always, please like, subscribe, and share, and happy hunting.